The good news is people are really starting to wake up because of the globalists trying to break their will. It's backfired. But the bad news is a food safety bill clears key vote in the Senate. Gotta love that deceptive. It's like calling the Patriot Act the Patriot Act, or no student left behind. You know, it does the opposite. It federalizes it to make sure they get dumbed down. And that we've had that from the former head of policy, Department of Education, Charlotte Iserby. Food safety bill clears key vote in Senate. The U.S. food supply, battered by a series of recalls after millions were sickened, moved a step closer towards its first major safety overhaul in 7 decades following a key vote in Congress Wednesday. The Senate voted 74-25 to limit debate. That way they don't have to hear the facts of the bill. On the food safety bill, which clears the legislation for final vote where it is expected to pass. There is no timetable for when that will be. The bill will give the Food and Drug Administration broad powers over recalls, increase the rate of plant inspections, and boost access to food facility records. A similar version of food reform legislation cleared the House of Representatives in July of 2009. And it goes on, there are people all across America who understand who, when they go shopping at the food store and buy groceries or buy produce, that it's a sort of built-in assumption that it's safe. Okay, you're not worried about aspartame in tens of thousands of products and all the sugar gum now and much of the candy, admittedly deadly. You're not worried about all these drugs the government allows to be put on the market. I mean, they'll have drugs for mild ailments, and then it'll say may cause sudden death, heart attacks, and they'll tell you how the drug's good for 10 seconds, and for 50 seconds, I saw this ad the other day on television, and it just went, oh, you might have mild arthritis? Well, take this drug. I think it's called Symphony. And then it just went on for, in fact, go to YouTube and pull up Symphony. It's spelled weird. Drug ad. I mean, it's the worst I've ever seen. It just goes on. They could care less about your safety. They allow GMO salmon, no studies, just boom, and they don't even want you to be able to have it labeled. The new head of the FDA is a former Monsanto operative. The head of regulation is a former, not just the new head of the overall agency, but the head of the approval of new foods. So, of course, they're not going to let you know if salmon's GMO. They don't even want you to have a label. They don't even want you to be able to know. They don't care about your food. Big mega agribusiness has lobbied for this because the bill openly states that it's broad. They can do whatever they want. You already see them going after folks with cupcakes or lemonade or SWAT teaming Amish or going after people that sell tomatoes on the side of the highway. They don't want you doing anything.
This is a peaceful, serene place, and these people come from Los Angeles County and invade.
There was a loud banging on the back gate.
And I said, what's going on? It goes, we have a warrant to search the premises.
And then they drew their guns.
I was scared. I didn't know what was going on.
One of my worst days, one of my family's worst days.
Had this armed raid uncovered a weapons stockpile, foiled a terrorist plot? No. What government agents were after was this: raw milk, a danger to society, or so the Food and Drug Administration tells us. The FDA warns raw milk can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and worse. But not everyone is so worried about these risks.
All raw meat, raw cheese, greens, eggs, honey, milk.
It's pure and healthy and makes me feel good.
This is Rawsome Foods, a private membership club in Venice, California. Before entering, members sign a waiver stating that they actually want food that has not been heated or pasteurized. In fact, that's the whole point, explains the club's manager, James Stewart.
It's how nature provides the food without man becoming involved in pasteurization, homogenization, processing of any kind.
Started walking around, they drew their guns, and I'm like, why are you drawing guns?
I didn't know what was going on. I mean, it seemed like they thought we had cocaine in the papayas or something.
Guns drawn is way beyond and above the call of duty.
The raid on Rawsome involved no less than 5 government agencies: the FDA, the Los Angeles Health Department, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, and the California Department of Food and Agriculture.
Hi guys. So I'm calling this Carl's daily message. I'm thinking maybe you guys will watch more of this if I keep it shorter, or if I can, and I'll try to cover some type of a subject each day. Today, as you can see, I was kind of getting into the FDA and the food and all of that, and I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, must have seen a couple days ago here the FDA applied for several hundred or thousand submachine guns, and you know, these are the people that check the food, right? The labels and all that. And they need submachine guns about like, I need another hole in the head or another birthday. But, you know, trying to wake you guys up. And I have a hard time understanding sometimes how you can't see what's going on. But then I also know, and I'm going to cover it in another video sometime, that we've all been dumbed down. This has been going on for years, way before Obama, but it's culminating here. This isn't a Democrat or Republican issue. Anything I tell you here, you need to look up. Don't walk away and say, oh, that's BS or whatever. Your family and your lives are on the line here. And you don't have to take my word for it. All you have to do is go look it up. You know, that's what I did. And I'm telling you, it's in your backyard. It's almost over, you guys. And you have to wake up and you have to understand what's going on. Just like this thing with the FDA. They have according to the Constitution, they don't have any right to even be armed. And as you guys probably know, 2 months ago, the U.S. Postal Service is arming. And, you know, almost every federal agency now, DSHS, almost all of them are armed to the teeth. I don't think that they're personally doing that. I think this is a move by the Obama administration to arm everybody in the government, because I think that a lot of people believe that he's getting ready to make a move on the people of the United States. Everything says that he is. By now, all of you have heard they're not stories, they're facts. Even Department of Homeland Security's admitted it. They bought over 2.5 billion rounds of hollow points. When the story first came out, it wasn't supposed to get out, and it did. They tried to say it was for target practice. Well, anybody that knows anything about weapons knows that you don't use hollow points for target practice. Number one, it destroys them. You can't use them again. If you're looking to get a pattern or something, if you're using hollow points, there's nothing to get a pattern off of after the first one hits. You know, that type of thing. But what's important is they do not operate outside the United States. That's why they're called the Department of Homeland Security. Supposedly they're supposed to be protecting us. Okay, that's not happening. In the last few days here, I'll probably put one on up here sometime in the near future, but they actually have bases here in the states that they're building that resemble small town USA. You know, the Methodist Church, the Catholic Church, U.S. Bank, whatever, and they're practicing to go in and kill people in these towns. And it finally came. It's been coming out the last month here, if you're watching, paying attention. But returning veterans are the number one enemy of the federal government right now. Now, every one of you probably you have a husband, a mother, a wife, a daughter, an uncle, brother, sister. Every one of you has one of those that's either in the military or has been in the military. They're all considered homeland terrorists now. Do you understand that? And so are Christians, Catholics, conservatives, anybody who speaks against this government. That's not possible. You understand that? It isn't possible because the United States has a form of government that doesn't allow them to do that. But they're doing it anyway, and they're doing it in full view of everybody. And the thing that doesn't make any sense to me about it is this okay with you? Are you going to allow this to happen? Because it comes right down to walking in your door. Maybe you aren't a Christian. That's not the only ones they're after. Are you a retired veteran? Is your brother? Your dad? Somebody in your family is. And they are planning on killing a whole mess of people. That can't be okay with you. That has nothing to do with being a Democrat or a Republican. And if it does, I feel sorry for you. You going to let them kill your dad because you're a Democrat? Or your wife, or your mother, or your daughter, or your sister? And walk away and say, oh, well, I guess they deserved it? You know, that's what this is about. It doesn't have anything to do with Obama. It has to do with the New World Order. They've taken over, you guys. And like I said, you need to go and if you want to sit there and call me BS, okay. Prove me wrong. Your life's on the line right now. If I were you, I'd go and research it and find out. Because if I'm right, and you don't do anything about it, whose fault is that? Sad part about it is by being stupid like that, you're taking the rest of us down with you. And I don't want to go. It's really that simple. I talked to somebody, and Josh, I'm going to tell you straight out, man. You wrote on my deal, and you said you don't care that when it's your time, and you know where you're going after that. I'm going to tell you straight out, man. You don't care. You got a couple of girls, don't you, daughters? Oh, by the way, you told me not to bring your family into it. Your family's in it, man. And this is like, I'm not picking on Josh, because I hear these things from different people. He's not the first one. Okay? Your family, keep your family out of it. They're dead in it. You're not going to do anything? At least have the balls to stand up and tell them that. Tell them that you ain't backing them up. You don't have their back. That you don't care. And if you're calling that, for whatever reason, if you're calling that a Christian viewpoint, you are dreaming, Jack. And I'm sorry. I don't mean anything derogative towards any of you guys. You guys know me better than that. I love you guys. But somehow or another, you got to wake up. You know, before it's too late, and it's getting too late. Think about these things. Ask yourself, why do these guys need to be armed? You better figure it out, because there's only one reason why they're doing it, and there's only one reason why they're trying to do away with the First and Second Amendments. You better wake up. I gotta go. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.